You are wondering when to send your press release? What would be the best timing for sending it out? This is what we're talking about in this episode.
Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the NATA PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service? Or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At NATA PR, we deal with real clients every day, and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started.
Bonjour, hello, and welcome to the 121st episode of the NATA PR School podcast. Public relations and good timing. You've written your press release that has relevant information. You have this great title, a very catchy title for your email, your press release, and you are eager to send it out because you believe it will really capture the attention of the journalists and the influencers. But you are wondering, what is the best timing for sending it out? It's a great question, actually. We talk about it every single week, almost every single day, because we send many press releases in a week at the NATA PR agency. And this is such a good question. Of course, there's no one answer, but know something. Monday morning. Don't send anything on Monday unless you're a major company that's already super well known, or you're a big star. You're Céline Dion or Cirque du Soleil, then you can send a press release on Monday. Otherwise, Monday mornings are so busy. People are just like you and me. They're stressed out. It's the beginning of the week. They're getting ready for the week. They're preparing their agenda. They're emptying their inboxes, and they're stressed out. So it's not a good time to sending on the morning. It might get lost completely. So you might, do that for nothing. And know that generally speaking, this is what we do. We avoid sending our press releases on Mondays. But be aware, because if your news is connected to the headlines, of course, Monday could be a good time, but it's exceptional. Know that it's exceptional. So at NATA PR, this is how we maximize the impact of our press releases. We don't send them on Monday, but we will send them out Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. But Thursday, this is the day we take to do our weekly reports. So this is, since we created this little report, we take the time to do it on Thursday, not on Friday. You know why? Because Friday can be an amazing day. Less people are sending press releases out. So again, it all depends on your industry and your line of business, of course, but be aware that Fridays are a good time, if not to speak directly to journalists or influencers. On Friday afternoons, some journalists will be busy, of course. If you know that this journalist's articles are published on Saturday, of course, the Friday, they're going to be crazy busy and they're not going to answer their phone to talk to you. Or if they do, they might be very mad that you're contacting them for something that's not related to their deadlines. So be aware. But normally, Friday for us has always been an excellent day, because we cater to, we talk to magazines. So we've even held events on Fridays. Yes, I know. This is a misconception among public relations professionals. Many of my species will say, Fridays are really the worst day to do anything. Don't send press release out, don't do events. Well, we can prove them wrong. We've done a lot of events on Friday, but be careful, because if you decide to invite influencers and journalists to visit, let's say, a new spa, a shop, or a new location that's outside of the city, You need to advise them. Send them a mark your calendar 6-7 weeks before, so they know ahead of time. And then you advise them, okay, it's still on, we're doing the event a good month before, because then they can really plan. They can reserve this time in their calendar, and you'll see it's going to be a huge success. And we've done it many times, as I just mentioned. We've organized press trips with groups of journalists and influencers on Fridays. Yes, it's possible. But in those cases, as I mentioned, we really spoke to them ahead of time, so they can really block this time in their schedule. Of course, these were short trips. There's a day trip, most of them, to visit, as I mentioned, a new spa. It could also be a new lavender farm, for example, or a tourist attraction that would be, I would say, 60 to 90 minutes away from downtown, less than 2-hour drive, because otherwise they will say no. So by giving them ample time, we let them schedule their work week, right? So they can plan their week and they can finish earlier and enjoy the trip with us and enjoy what you are presenting them. It's even more fun for them. But know that there's no one-size-fits-all guideline here. There's no one truth for everybody. So we're in a world that's constantly changing, especially after COVID. Nothing stopping you from asking also to do a little survey. Ask some 3 journalists, 3 influencers, what they think. What would be the best time for them to receive an invitation, and when would they love to attend? What would be the best time for them? You would be surprised, and you can build your event around what they tell you. One thing is for sure, though. Good timing is a key component in the success of any events or any public relation campaigns. And the famous timing that worked before the pandemic, be careful, because if you have to find that new timing. So maybe what you were doing before was really working well before the pandemic. It might not be working again. So you need to be very careful. I'm going to give you an example. We know sometimes, like for certain events that we do during the day, we used to have, let's say we used to have 25 people attending. Now we know that many of these people don't go to events ever again. They live far away, they have young kids, they stay home, and, COVID proved them right. They were able to deliver and perform, and didn't needed to attend any events. So know that. And this is why sometimes you have to do this little survey before you decide to do an event. Maybe it's not even worth it to do one, but make sure that your timing is right. It's very similar when you decide to send a press release. Sometimes it's changing. If you're having amazing results on Tuesday afternoon, maybe sometimes now it's Wednesday morning. And I know sometimes our clients often think that, being spontaneous will be on their side, and they give you 10 days to do an event and invite everybody before a big launch. I'm here to tell you that this is extremely risky, especially if your client decides to spend a lot of money on an event. If you don't have enough time to confirm, a substantial number of guests, of journalists and influencers, why the hell are you doing that? So sometimes we do tell our clients, and we have hard conversations with them. We don't want to please them all the time. And, and most of our clients, they work with us because they trust us and they listen to us. But I know that younger agencies sometimes just do it, and the company is super disappointed after that. So, you better have someone disappointed before you do the event and they spend thousands of dollars on an event, right? So make sure you have the time, because if you only have, as I mentioned, a few days, it's super risky. And even if you have a lot of time sometimes, maybe another big company, bigger than you, more attractive than you, will have the same event the same day. So you have to be super careful when you choose and pick a date. And so, there are good chances that the media influencers you are targeting are already booked. So that's the other thing. So public relations and timing, what's the good timing? This is what we were talking about today. So I hope I had the good timing today for you, that you had time to listen to this podcast and that you've learned a few 2-3 tips and this is helping you. And of course, I hope you will be joining us next week. À la semaine prochaine.
Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the NATA PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.